Oh, spun like a DJ.
And how good is this guy?
Pretty move. Kawhi Leonard left open from downtown. Locked down. Chemistry at its best. Everything falling. Got to the bucket and cashes in. Phenomenal. There you go. Oh, with the dunk. Welcome to NBA Sunday Showcase on ABC, presented by Verizon Go 90. From Madison Square Garden, it's the first meeting of the season between the Spurs and the New York Knicks, looking to snap out of their 4-game losing streak. Carmelo Anthony coming off a couple of hot performances as we take a look at today's starting lineups, brought to you by Taco Bell. For the Spurs, it'll be Tony Parker and Danny Green in the backcourt. Leonard coming off back-to-back 32-point games. LaMarcus Aldridge and Dwayne Dedmon with an impressive double-double in their last run. Meanwhile, Rose and Lee in the backcourt. Carmelo Anthony, Kristaps Porzingis, the impressive second-year pro out of Latvia, and Billy Hernangomez up front for the New York Knicks. Hernangomez making just his second start of the season. Marcus Aldridge had an impressive 19-point game in their win in Detroit a couple of nights ago. And we are underway. Tony Parker bringing it up court for the Spurs.
Well, when you watch the Spurs now, they move the ball extremely well from side to side. A lot of pick and rolls. Then also the back screening and the staggered screening on the baseline.
Leonard out to Parker, 10 on the shot clock. Staring down Derrick Rose and takes him off the dribble. Aldridge comes up short on the three.
Well, they're an interesting team. They have 6 guys on their team shooting over 40% in the 3-ball. They do not take as many as they have in previous years. Very conservative because of the post-up play of Aldridge and Gasol when he's healthy.
Hernangomez with 6 on the shot clock to Porzingis. They got to get going. Anthony off the screen, knocks it down. Well, you can't point the finger at Anthony's play, especially at the offensive end. Last couple of games, he's done well.
Well, the big thing right there is that he loves to just stop and stare at you, and if you don't close the gap, he's going to take the jumper no matter the distance of the shot attempt.
Kawhi Leonard from downtown. One and done for the Spurs at the offensive end. Here's Derrick Rose pushing tempo. And knocks down the jumper over Parker.
Now we talked at the stand-up that let's hope that Anthony has a big game. But right now, Rose has got to step up. When he's here and he's healthy, he still can score big points against excellent defensive teams.
Parker kicks it out to Danny Green. Drive for Danny Green. And another defensive rebound for the Knicks.
Now the big thing, you must hold them to 1 shot attempt. They are not a big offensive rebounding team, meaning San Antonio.
Tough pass inside, never made it to Hernangomez. One thing that has plagued the New York Knicks pretty much all season, Coach, has been slow starts. And, they're out to an early 4-0 lead so far.
Well, you hope that they can get it going here tonight. It's been a rocky last couple of weeks here. The main thing for them right now is, look, you're in a losing streak. You've lost 20 out of the last 26 games, but you've lost a ton of close games. Yeah. Let's play together as a team. Show the energy at the defensive end.
Yeah, they've lost 12 games by 5 points or less. San Antonio with its first bucket at the other end. Courtney Lee, another bounce pass that never made it to Hernangomez.
Well, you can't. The kid is 6'10". You can't throw the ball below his knee. All right, makes it extremely good catch.
Leonard makes them pay at the other end, and we're knotted at 4. Kawhi Leonard with back-to-back 32-point games in Philadelphia and then in Detroit.
And they are going now. Leonard is playing Lee, and they have Green on Anthony. The reason for that, they do not want Leonard to get early foul trouble.
Nice little jump hook. Hernangomez and Porzingis, a couple of guys that played together in Spain.
See, I like Hernangomez. This guy can score, and he can rebound and play in 20 to 21 minutes and get you double figures.
See what he gives. Jeff Hornacek making his second start of the season here. New York Knicks practiced yesterday and watched video for a combination of 3 hours. They tried to tweak some things at the defensive end. gave up a ton of points to the Nuggets a couple of nights ago. Off the offensive rebound, Aldridge underneath.
Look, the Knicks have two defensive major problems. They are 30th in defensive rebounding, 29th in second chance points against. And you just saw that right there.
Anthony missing the mid-range jump shot. Back the other way, it's Parker for San Antonio. Tony Parker, the former finals MVP. That was partially blocked by Rose. And Aldridge missed an easy one underneath. Quick hit ahead to Rose. And he draws the foul on Danny Green. So good look on the fast break.
When you look at Knick basketball, you know they can score the ball. We're talking about two teams here right now. The Knicks average 106 a game, San Antonio 107. But the major difference is at the defensive end of the floor. San Antonio falls into the second category with the best differential, only behind Golden State. Now, unfortunately for the Knicks, they're down in the bottom 5 in the league when you talk about differential. So the big thing right here tonight is, can you get easy points, 1 on a fast break, 2 getting second chance opportunities, and then how about some steals and blocks so that you can dominate the paint?
Yeah, Hornacek telling us in our pregame meetings that yesterday he had the players pretty much critique themselves in the video session, trying to see where they went wrong and where things can be better at the defensive end. Danny Green from downtown, and he hits the 3.
Now this guy can really shoot the 3. For all of you, you know it. 5 out of the last 7 years, he's right at 43, 44%. He's automatic almost.
Lee had it knocked out of bounds by Kawhi Leonard, the 2-time reigning Defensive Player of the Year.
Well, you like the fact that you're going to see Tony. Tony's going to come in here and draw the double team. You can't walk away from Green. You walk away from the bench. What you're going to have here is a long 3.
Boy, Kristaps Porzingis from deep. It's the 3 ball, and New York out to a 2-point lead.
Well, we know this guy can shoot it now. You know, he's not bashful at all shooting the 3, and he shoots a very, very solid percentage.
A good rotation by Porzingis to get the deflection and the subsequent steal by the Knicks. Here's Courtney Lee. Off the screen, got it. And the Knicks leading by 4.
I like what we're seeing from Lee. You know, Jeff Hornacek had a long talk with him. All of a sudden now in the last month or so, he's getting a double figure, shooting a very high percentage, a high percentage in 3s, but the confidence is there.
Kawhi Leonard comes up short. All 5 New York Knicks have scored. Here's Rose. Kicks it back out to Hernan Gomez. Nice extra pass, and big fella put it down in traffic and got ripped.
Well, see, that time Porzingis never tried to post up. He fell asleep. He should have been posting up quickly.
Leonard kicks it out to Parker. Another possession for the Spurs.
You gotta go give and go there. You had him up in the air.
Here's Tony Parker running the show at point. Leonard on the drive. Tough reverse, didn't make it. And Aldridge had his back.
See, this is where they hurt the Knicks. Every team in the league hurts the Knicks on their defensive board, getting the second shot. Because when you do that, most of the shots are within 7 to 8 feet of the basket. Whether you score or you get fouled, it's a major plus.
Square Garden. As the New York Knicks continue to celebrate their 70th anniversary, some visits from Knicks alumni are going better than others. Today, Latrell Sprewell, a beloved Knicks, returned to Madison Square Garden for the first time in nearly 13 years. Sprewell was traded from the Knicks in 2003, a move he thought was driven by owner James Dolan. And when he came back for his first game as a Minnesota Timberwolves, he scored 31 points and taunted Dolan during the game. Today, the two walked in together. They're seated together next to Bernard King as well, and seem to have buried the hatchet as a crowd roared for their former All-Star. 2 games ago, however, this arena saw a lot more embarrassing situation with the team alumnus as Charles Oakley was forcibly removed from Madison Square Garden and charged with 3 counts of assault. Dolan has since expressed concern that Oakley was an alcoholic, a claim Oakley has openly denied, adding that he'll likely hold a news conference soon. Knicks players, meanwhile, are trying to ignore all the outside noise as much as they can, but even their head coach, Jeff Hornacek, said his players say the right things as Carmelo Anthony finishes on the break, but he's not sure how it's affecting them. Guys?
Well, we can only hope, Israel, that the Charles Oakley Knicks story has a happy ending and that both sides can repair that relationship. Meanwhile, off the slam, The Knicks leading by 4. Leonard with a mismatch on Porzingis. Porzingis went straight up. Leonard going to try it again. Knocked away and well defended that time by the Knicks.
Now in the early going, they're doing an excellent job on Leonard. They're not allowing him to get a good look at the basket, and more important, he cannot beat anyone off the dribble. Now you say, what's the matter? He looks a little slow here today. But give San Antonio a ton of credit. Already they have 5 offensive rebounds, and we haven't played 7 minutes yet.
Wow, and San Antonio coming back with a couple of substitutions. Manu Ginobili, David Lee, and Patty Mills in the ball game. Hernan Gomez cross court to Lee with 6 on the shot clock. Porzingis now going to work. A contested baseline jump shot, well defended by Aldridge.
Well, you see, they can keep you out on the perimeter. They're always in the top 5 in every key statistic defensively.
Nice little pick and pop there. One of the top mid-range shooters in the league, LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, he's one of the 6 that is shooting over 43% in the 3-ball. And you look at him, you're talking about guys 6'10", 6'11".
Yeah, he's got 8 points here quickly in the game. Rose from straight away, no good. Leonard working against Anthony this time. Out to Ginobili and gets it back. Great ball movement by San Antonio, and Aldridge couldn't cash in.
Yeah, I thought that he kind of forced that, mainly because it was a good catch, but his momentum was going away from the basket.
Anthony lost the handle out of bounds, and it'll be San Antonio basketball as Kyle O'Quinn and Brandon Jennings come in after the 5th turnover by New York. Timeout on the floor with just under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. We'll be back right after this.
Former New York Knick, Latrell Sprewell. Latrell, can you go back and talk to us about when you got traded back in 2003, what your feelings were, and why you haven't basically been back here since?
Well, I can't tell you why I haven't been back here, but I'll tell you when I left, I was not happy. New York is like a second home for me. I love the fans here. The fans have embraced me. And there's no place like the Garden to play in. So, I mean, who wouldn't want to play in the Garden? So I was definitely disappointed. But, you know, I had fun in Minnesota, too. We had a good run there with KG and Sam and myself. So, you know, it's just the nature of the beast when you're, you know, an NBA player. You just have to deal with it. And I'm just happy to be back now, though.
How did it come about that you were able to come back and sit with James Dolan?
Well, a guy named Jonathan, I've kept in touch with him over the years. And he worked his magic, and he was able to pull some strings and, you know, get me back. So, like I said, I'm just happy to be back.
What was it like for you to hear that applause and get this crowd on your side?
I mean, I'm at a loss for words, really. It's been so long since I've been back, and just to have that warm welcome is very much appreciated. And I can't say enough about the fan base here and how they supported me throughout my years here in New York. So, I mean, it's a great feeling.
The fan base here, very big fans of the New York alumni, and there was a situation a couple of games ago with Charles Oakley I'm sure you know of. What were your thoughts on that?
I mean, obviously it's a disappointing thing. You know, no one wants to see anything like that. Not just for New York, but just for the NBA family. You know, but I mean, it happened. Hopefully, it'll be something that everybody can just somehow iron out and get past. I mean, it's an unfortunate situation, obviously.
Thanks, Latrell. Welcome back to the Garden and enjoy the game.
Thank you,
guys.
All right, and Sprewell, of course, on that '99 Knicks team that made it to the finals and lost right here to the San Antonio Spurs in 5 games. The Spurs team led by Tim Duncan and David Robinson. Avery Johnson at point guard.
I would say that was a pretty good cast.
Yeah, they were
starting with those first 2 names. Right? But then again, the Knicks were outstanding because they were terrific in half-court defense. One of the most physical teams in the league.
Three-pointer good by Patty Mills.
Now, the second unit is in there for San Antonio, except they have Aldridge. So you're playing 4 bench guys. The ball movement in the 2 possessions now has been excellent. They continue to make you play them 50 feet wide.
San Antonio second in the league in assists per game.
I see.
No good.
You can take that shot all you want, but Hernan Gomez was just wide open on a baseline cut and was open in the paint. Pass has got to be there.
Kyle Anderson making a homecoming here to the New York area, off the mark on the jump shot. Ginobili from behind the line. And another offensive rebound by San Antonio. Their 7th of the game in the first quarter already.
Now this has been very difficult for them. And you say why? Because since January 1st, They've lost 7 games by 4 points or less, meeting the Knicks.
Giving up extra possessions, folks, during Black History Month. The NBA and its teams and players celebrating the rich heritage of Black history and culture, as well as its impact on basketball and society. We honor those who have paved the way for others and those who carry on this tradition today by working to build stronger, safer communities. Hernan Gomez comes up with the loose ball steal, and a foul going to go against San Antonio.
Yeah, on the break. Naturally, San Antonio is excellent transition defensive team. And that's how Pop always talks about his ball club. It's always defense first, and transition defense is underlined big time. You don't get back, you don't get minutes.
It's interesting. You talked to Popovich, though, about the team's defense. Even though they're ranked either 1 or 2 in defensive efficiency, he's not impressed at all. He's a tough guy to impress.
Well, I think he just shows you 5 rings and says, listen, you see the 5 rings right now? I think I have a pretty good argument. There are only 3 teams in this league holding you under 100 points. First, it's Utah. Second, San Antonio. Third is Memphis. We have 27 teams scoring over 100 points a game, and their defense is still right there.
For them in Golden State, 1 and 2. Lee had it blocked by Kyle O'Quinn. Loose ball, and Anthony comes up with it. New York.
Well, he has a complaint there, no doubt about it, because he got fouled. He got fouled right across the floor.
Melo with the in-and-out dribble got ripped by David Lee.
Yeah, well, we're seeing a little shoddy play here in this first quarter. You know, quite a few turnovers, bad passing.
7 turnovers by the Knicks. Mills strong with the jump shot, got his own rebound. Ginobili, and they'll run one. Dedmon set a nice screen for Mills, and Mills missed the 3.
Well, that's his game. He's got to make the 3. He's one of these people that can come off the bench and get you 20 points in a big one.
Good defense by the Spurs on the deflection.
With the trailer, there he is.
Anderson steps by Lee and 1. They call him slow-mo. Well, at any speed, that's a good result.
Now that was an outstanding pass by Ginobili. Ginobili was looking for the trailer. Now keep an eye right here now. Now look to the right of your screen. Ginobili's going to be looking. Here comes the trailer right behind. Excellent play by Anderson. Soft touch on the glass.
He was a one and done out of UCLA and shows a soft touch there. With Jonathan Simmons inactive today, he's out with the flu. He's back at the team hotel. I figure that this guy, Kyle Anderson, will have an opportunity for some more minutes, Coach, and get into some kind of rhythm.
Well, they love Simmons. We're talking about a 6'6" kid who can defend, long arms, quick as a cat on the break, and can finish.
10-0 San Antonio run. And they lead it by 6. Jennings getting downhill. Corner jumper good. Boy, great execution. Holiday with the jumper.
Now Holiday's having a terrific season. You know, he's shooting well, shooting the 3 ball over 35%, but he's a good defender. When he comes with that second unit, he's exciting.
Boy, that broke a 5-minute scoring drought. Ginobili. And back comes Brandon Jennings. Under 30 seconds to go, and boy, the shot clock and game clock almost in sync. Just a few tenths separating them. Anthony out top working against Kyle Anderson. 5 to go. Anthony lost the handle again, out of bounds, and another New York turnover.
Now he did a nice job opening himself up coming off of that screen. But once he went down inside, if you notice, 2 guys came at him from the left side and the right side and caused that deflection.
Spurs defensively solid that time, and Mills trying to get one off. It won't count. And after the first 12 minutes, Carmelo Anthony and the Knicks trying to snap that 4-game losing streak. Anthony with 4. We'll be back with the second quarter after this.
NBA Sunday Showcase time now for the coach's interview, brought to you by America's Navy. Pop, in that first quarter, what'd you like?
I thought we had a pretty good effort defensively, but offensively, too much one-on-one, quick shots, not real smart on the road.
Your second unit seemed to bring a different energy. What did they do differently or better?
I think they had a better pace, but they still shot too quickly and didn't really attack the opponent very much.
Thank you, Pop.
Well,
guys,
right on the money, Mark. They forced 9 turnovers. Knicks had 9 turnovers, but at the other end, how about San Antonio with 9 offensive rebounds in the first quarter? That is a staggering stat.
Jennings got to the bucket. Yeah, San Antonio shooting 33% in that first quarter, but still now with a 1-point lead, and a very gregarious and loquacious head coach Greg Popovich with our Israel Gutierrez.
Well, when Jennings comes in the game, he gives you a little excitement. He leads the team in assists with over 5 a game, and he can finish. We know that he's a erratic three-point shooter, but he gives them energy. He'll press all over the floor, and if he gets some deflection, it ignites the second group.
Yeah, Jennings, a guy that bet on himself in free agency, signing a 1-year deal. Dedmon mauled inside. Foul's going to go against Lance Thomas, who just came back after missing some 13 games with a concussion and an orbital fracture. And you see him wearing that protective mask. And that's a guy that New York hopes can help them at least a little bit at the defensive end. Meanwhile, this guy, Dwayne Dedmon, great story. 17 points, 17 boards against Detroit a couple of nights ago. And look what he's done his last 6 games.
Now, just remember, this guy did not get drafted. He's been around with a few teams, 27 years old, and he is making a big contribution. If you have not seen San Antonio this year, remember, Pau Gasol is the starting center. He's out with a fracture in the left hand. So Dedmon has stepped up, and Lee has stepped up behind him.
Yeah. Popovich telling us he expects Gasol to be back after the All-Star break. That pass off the mark for O'Quinn, and another turnover, their 10th of the game. There's a look at your former center, Hubie, with Memphis.
He did a great job for us in Memphis. He was the spark plug, and he was in his early 20s coming over from Spain. People forget he came over. He was 18 years of age, drafted 3rd by Atlanta before he was traded to Memphis. Has had an incredible career.
You saw the scar on his hand. He might be the only guy that could do surgery on himself. He wanted to be a doctor, right?
Very good. Very good.
Anderson tried to force it up and draws the foul on Kyle O'Quinn. And that's going to be his second personal foul real quick, much to the dismay of superfan Spike Lee.
Well, the game is off to a sloppy start. You know, we're seeing the Knicks 10 turnovers already, then no blocking out, so they're getting killed on the second chance opportunities. But when they both stay within what their philosophy is offensively, something good happens, and they're getting good looks.
Anthony getting a breather, and Kyle Anderson back at the free throw line. An 81% free throw shooter on the season for the San Antonio Spurs, and a guy that when they initially drafted him, hoped he could be a Boris Diaw type player for them.
Hey, look, come on. He was great at St. Anthony's of Jersey City when they were one of the top high school teams in America. Then at UCLA, he was the main guy at that size as a dribbler and penetrator and assist guy.
O'Quinn from the baseline knocks it down. That snaps a bit of a drought for the Knicks, down by 2.
He's got talent, this guy. He can score, he can rebound, he can block shots, but they need it on a more consistent effort.
And Patty Mills off the screen to nail the mid-range jump shot.
Don't let him get going now. Between he and Parker, they split the point guard position. How about the fact that between them, they average 21 points? And they're not running anything for these two guys. Everything is for the up-front people because they have when you have Gasol and Aldridge and Leonard out there, you're talking about some explosive people, and yet that position is giving you 21 points every night.
Yeah, it's interesting to watch Tony Parker as Porzingis makes the free throw. Parker making that transition to more and more of a facilitator.
Well, let's face it, Tony was a scoring machine. For his career, he still averaged 15. Over the last 5 years, every guy, this is what they need from this guy. They need him to shoot a high percentage.
And Popovich calls a timeout as he lights into Danny Green for defensive miscue. The 7'2" Latvian, deadly from outside when we come back to New York. National TV schedule brought to you by Verizon Go 90. Full slate of games across the NBA networks tonight on NBA TV. Pistons Raptors tomorrow on TNT. Thunder and the Red Hot Wizards, then the Hawks and Trailblazers. Wednesday on ESPN, the Pacers taking on the Cavs and the Knicks taking on OKC in Oklahoma City. And the Cavaliers with a road schedule going into the All-Star break and speculation about whether Carmelo Anthony will remain a Knick as we head into the trade deadline.
Well, let's look at the Knicks right now. They started the first quarter, they made their first 3 shots. Started the second quarter, made their first 3 shots. The major problem are the 10 turnovers. And in San Antonio, the #1 3-point shooting team in the league is 2 for 10 in the early going.
Kawhi Leonard, a big part of that 3-point attack, out to Parker. And O'Quinn with the board. New York with a chance to take the lead here.
Right now, Leonard is struggling. He 1 for 5, but the big thing is he doesn't look right. He doesn't look quick today.
This is the beginning of a, midway point of the long 8-game rodeo road trip for the Spurs. O'Quinn inside, and a strong rebound by Dedmon.
And I thought that he had an open J because this guy can shoot from 15 to 18 feet and shoot a high percentage.
Leonard off the screen. Nice little jump hook, falls. Maybe that'll get him going a little bit. Kawhi Leonard averaging a career high 25.6 points per game. He's got 4.
Well, the good scorers will definitely get in the paint if they're struggling because they want to get fouled, get to the foul line, shoot a high percentage, get them rolling, get a feel for the game.
Porzingis with the pull-up, and Dedmon with another rebound. Leonard being denied by Thomas.
So you have 2 young guys in there right now with Dedmon and then Bertans.
Nice bounce pass.
Oh, pretty.
Good assist by Kawhi Leonard that time.
See, that's what Dedmon does well. You're talking about a guy 7 foot, and they find this guy like they do, like Burton. Same exact thing. He's 6'9". They love him. All right. Why? Because they can shoot the ball, they can run, and they can defend.
And he's got his 3rd consecutive defensive rebound right there. He's a young man, Dedmon, who, as a teenager, his mother would prefer that he go to church and serve at church. Never got a chance to play basketball after school. When he turned 18, he was finally legally old enough to start playing basketball. And as a late starter, he still has a ceiling that he hasn't reached yet.
Well, it's nice that he played college basketball at USC in California.
And went to junior college after that for a couple of years. Here's one more look at his screening.
Now keep an eye on it now. See, he's going to take a look, and then once your man turns his head to think that he's going to double team, that's when you create the passing lane. As soon as he turns his head away from you, make a move to the basket. San Antonio will never miss you on a cut.
Dedmon taking advantage that last time. Under 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Dedmon switches out on Holiday. And Green with the steal.
Beautiful defense by Green because he was outsized there and he fronted the post guy. That's what I don't see enough of. Front the post guy, make the man make a sensational pass. It's like passing through a keyhole. Can you make that pass? Well, you saw right there, the defense, he just bluffed you into a turnover.
That was the 11th turnover for the New York Knicks. Meanwhile, Dedmon goes back to the bench. It was interesting to hear Tony Parker tell Dedmon after the Detroit game, hey, 17 points, 17 rebounds. You better calm down. We're trying to keep you here.
There you go.
He's a free agent.
I like what we saw there. See, they ran that by design. They got the switch. They got the big man on Leonard on a clear out, and now let him work.
Why Leonard up to 6 now. Porzingis working against Bertans. Backs him down and draws the foul.
This is an area where Porzingis really must work during the summer. He has to get upper body strength and lower body strength. Now, we know that he's a great 3-point shooter. We know that off the dribble, he plays the board as well as any big man in the history of the game, from 10 to 15 feet. But the big thing is he has no game with his back to the basket, and at 7'3", come on now.
Right.
No matter who's playing you, because you handle pretty good, you can go right or left, and then you got the baby hook. But you must develop this. You got to put in the time now.
Yeah, Hubie, I heard you say on a previous Knicks broadcast that if you're a big guy like that without the low post component, then they put smaller guys on you.
Oh, absolutely.
And you can't take advantage, right?
That's right, and that's what's happening.
A 3-man plays.
Sure.
Okay.
A lot of teams don't care if they switch. They switch and then they front you because they know, even if you catch the pass, you're limited. But if you do catch the pass and I'm behind you, you have a limited game.
4-point lead for the Spurs. Green on the wing. Parker gets by Rose.
Yeah. Oh, push off.
He had that arm extended. The officials didn't call it. And Aldridge is off the mark.
Well, we know Aldridge, you know, when he played in Portland, he was 20+ every single night, high percentage shooter, and he has a great game on the left side of the floor, a great game.
Yeah, he's coming off a 19-point game a couple of nights ago against Detroit.
Oh, nice defense.
Leonard with the steal.
Well, he's usually in the top 10 in steals. Every year he's there.
He amongst the leaders in the NBA in deflections as well.
Now that, just think about it. He's one of the top offensive threats in the league, 10th in scoring at 25. Shoots a high percentage. He has a shot at 50, 40, and 90 with the field goals, the threes, and the foul line. And then he is your best defender. Not bad.
He's a keeper.
Yeah.
Bertans back to Leonard with 10 on the clock. Kawhi extending and
blocked
by Porzingis.
Yeah, see, that's what they need more of him. He gets almost 2 a game, but he can get more.
And Rose converting at the other end. And for one of the first times this afternoon, we hear some of this sellout crowd at the Garden.
Well, they've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
They've been waiting for the block to start the break.
And Bertans quiets them a little bit.
This guy is a 3-point shooter at that size. Just think about it. You're not going to see him down in the post much. He's going to be out on the perimeter.
Oh, Derrick Rose with a nice drive, but just missed the finger roll. It'll be San Antonio basketball. But it all started with Porzingis at the defensive end. And Derrick Rose with one of those old bursts to the bucket for the score.
We're on the road. The last thing you want to do is have a jump shot shooting contest. You want the other team to guard. You want the ball to change sides and move. Be in attack mode, not taking the first 3-point shot we can take.
Well, they started off cold shooting the 3-pointers.
Well, he's right on the money, and that's what I like about him. He never changes because he'll warn you the one time, and then if it continues, you'll be sitting next to him.
And there's a typical Spurs play. They call it the hammer. And the baseline jumper by Danny Green.
Right now, the Knicks have got to get together. They made their first 3 at the beginning of this quarter. Right now, they're struggling 1 for 5. Let's get the movement, but more important, let's get the screening.
San Antonio leading by 8. Rose on the drive. Hernan Gomez, a little indecisive, and he got ripped by Kawhi Leonard. You got to watch those quick hands of Kawhi Leonard, one of the league leaders in steals.
Hernan Gomez is a great kid. He's going to be a very good player in a backup role. You see his size, but he hesitates. See, he can score double figures and rebound double figures because he's a tough dude. The main thing with him, though, is stop hesitating. Make your move with confidence.
Taking just a second start, and Leonard with the punch underneath. And Kawhi, after a slow start, they're starting to roll a little bit here. Up to 8 on 4 of 9, and an 8-0 Spurs run. Under 5 minutes to go. Nice pocket pass by Rose. Hernan Gomez couldn't finish. Carmelo Anthony has been conspicuous by his silence here in the second quarter as Lee gets a nice soft roll.
But they're doing a good job on him now, Mark. You know, he only has 4 shot attempts, and he's not getting the ball in his best areas.
Green on the wing for San Antonio. Into Leonard. And Leonard draws the foul on Hernan Gomez. You know, Popovich was saying a little bit ago that he wants Kawhi Leonard to get to the point where Tim Duncan was, where as the team's leader, he needs to be able to come over to the bench and say, hey, coach, this is what I see. This is what I think we might want to do. And Leonard coming out of himself a little bit more this year, becoming a little bit more vocal with his leadership.
Well, he's a very humble man, and everyone loves him. The coaches love him. He's one of the hardest workers ever. And then the fact that he can back it up, but he's not going to be pushing anyone else verbally.
I never knew what he sounded like for 2 years.
Very good. Right now we have San Antonio rotating 10 guys in this game. Their second unit is excellent. They've outscored the New York second unit 15-7. Because that has been their strength in the 21 years that Pop has been coaching them.
Lee cross court to Anthony, finally gets to squeeze one off. And it's a little bit strong. Green with another rebound. San Antonio Spurs in the middle of their 7,300-mile rodeo road trip. The San Antonio Stock and Rodeo Show is occupying their home arena.
Right there, you have a good battle going on. Thomas is banging Leonard. Leonard's not saying a word. He's going to take the pounding.
Silent but lethal. Kawhi Leonard with another bucket.
Because he knows with one more bounce, he's scoring.
And the lead has ballooned to 12 now for San Antonio. Rose with a tough move.
He can do that. He's very acrobatic once he gets below the foul line. He does it time and time again on both sides of the lane.
Derrick Rose averaging just under 18 points a game on the season. He's got 8 here this afternoon. Leonard out top. Thomas trying to work around that Aldridge screen. And Kawhi Leonard is in a very nice rhythm right now.
Well, when he comes off of the screen, what are you doing? Are you switching? Are you going to trap him? You can't lay back because he'll take the shot.
And the Knicks counter with a 3 at the other end off the nice, actually a long 2 off the drive and kick.
Well, they've missed Thomas because Thomas can defend. He's a good size. He'll put his body. He's not afraid to muscle different guys that he's playing. But they've missed him while he was out with the concussion.
Leonard has scored the last 8 in a row for San Antonio. 5 on the shot clock for Parker. Inside to Aldridge with the left. David Lee with another possession and another offensive rebound for the Spurs. 2.5 minutes to go. Parker finds Lee on a great patient find.
Now that was by the textbook. Not only does he come around and he forced them to double team. Now here it is right here. This is just a nice strong move. You give me that pass, I'm going to take it quickly. And once again right here, I'm coming in here now because I love to play with my back to the basket in the low post.
And with hands that size, Hubie, boy, he makes it look real easy. That's taking a lot of practice. Back after this. Well, the San Antonio Spurs traversing the country on this rodeo road trip. 7,300 miles. Started on Monday in Memphis, off to Philadelphia after that, and then when it's all said and done, they'll wrap it up against the Lakers later this month, post All-Star game. And Popovich talks about this as an opportunity for his team to bond on the road and get to know each other away from home a lot.
Well, what they do is on the road, they have dinners after games. He brought them in here in the fall, and they went to Hamilton, which was nice.
Great show, by the way.
Exactly right. He brought them, and it's all about bonding. Now, just think about this. This will be the 20th straight year that they have a winning road record, and that's why they have the second best record in the league. They're 4 games on the loss side behind Golden State, but 5 games ahead of the third place team.
Quietly the second best record in the NBA behind the Golden State Warriors, who seem to dominate the headlines with their play and sometimes Kevin Durant talk. Interesting game last night as KD on a game you saw on ABC made his return to Oklahoma City. Here's Lee on the wing, guarded by Lee. Courtney scores over David.
Well, he's a very good perimeter shooter, and he's a very good high percentage three-point shooter. So you like to see him look for his opportunities rather than just on kick-outs.
Aldridge a little bit strong, and another back tap and offensive rebound for the San Antonio Spurs. Their 12th of the first half. Mills. Lee had it blocked by Kyle O'Quinn.
I tell you now, he can do that. He's a very good shot blocker for a guy his size. He can bang around down inside.
Derrick Rose in rhythm. And Rose with the mid-range jump shot. He's got 8 in the game. New York trying to make a run before the end of the half.
What you're looking for right here, he times this perfectly. See, he allowed Lee to get ahead of him, and he didn't take an arc on that hook shot. Now right here, that's the way to end the break.
The H&R Block halftime report. Happy birthday, Bill Russell, and your 11 championships. Sage and Jalen in the studio breaking it down for you on this Sunday afternoon.
We want to talk to you about what the turnovers are doing to the Knicks. At the other end of the floor, off the turnovers, San Antonio have outscored them 17-2. And just think about that. That's 15 points because you gave up, you never got a shot at the basket.
Yeah, the Spurs just shooting 43%. But getting extra opportunities. Ginobili with a tough step back. And Porzingis with the board. New York perhaps trying to close out this half on a positive note. Down by 8. Bullet pass, and O'Quinn wasn't expecting it. Hit him in the hands.
No, that would have been nice because that would have been Rose's second assist of the half. That was a perfect pass, right on the money. And why Quinn didn't catch that and then dunk it? That would have been, the people would have been out of their seats.
Instead, it was their 14th turnover. 36 seconds to go in the first half. Mills comes out the other side to Ginobili. Aldridge, good defense by Porzingis. Leonard forced to take a long 3.
Come on, get it out.
Get a chance here.
Well, take a look.
Shot clock is off. Anthony guarded by Ginobili out front. Boy, Anthony wearing Ginobili on his hip.
Look, Ginobili's 39. He's still a pest.
Rose gonna do it himself with the reverse. D. Rose coming alive.
He does that every night. He comes strong from that left side and comes up underneath so that you cannot block his shot.
Derrick Rose, coach, with 12 points. He went from 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds.
Yeah, just keep an eye on us. This is when he's on top of his game offensively. He loves coming in here and come up on the other side. The defender knocked off by the rim.
ESPN and ESPN2, and just like last season, we have our college basketball announcers jump to the NBA, and the NBA guys going back to college. Get this, Dickie B and Bill Walton pairing up to do the Pacers and Cavs. Kara Lawson and PJ will do Iowa State, Kansas State. Jay Billis, Doug Collins on Duke, Virginia. Dan Dockich and Jeff Van Gundy doing the Knicks and Thunder. Back to the action, and the Knicks unable to get a shot off to end the first half. A turnover-filled first half for New York, with 12 of them in the first 24 minutes. Kawhi Leonard with 14 points for the San Antonio Spurs. He's coming off consecutive 32-point games. Folks, stay tuned for the H&R Block halftime report coming right up after these messages.
NBA Sunday Showcase on ABC, presented by Verizon Go 90. Brought to you by Ford. Go further. And H&R Block. Get your taxes won.
Welcome back to NBA Sunday Showcase on ABC, presented by Verizon Go 90. Look at the 59th Street pitch here in New York, and look at the first half statistics. You go down the columns, and boy, right at the bottom there to the right. Reminds me of what the old basketball coach once told me: if you don't take care of the onion, QB Brown, it'll make you cry. And 14 turnovers will make you do that. When we take a look at the San Antonio Spurs on the flip side, Kawhi Leonard continuing to give them energy at both ends of the floor. He is our king of the court, brought to you by Burger King.
Well, he got off to a slow start. He was struggling a little bit, getting a good look. But after that, the defense got him going. Here, he forces a deflection. He's in the top 10 in steals, and then also he's right at the top in forcing deflections. Anthony only has 5 shots in this game. Now watch how he plays his passing lane. See, he's encouraging the pass with those long arms at 6'7", and that gets him going at the other end. This is his favorite move in the painted area, the baby hook. Fade away on either side, going right or left. He'll shoot that fade away, and in the middle, facing the basket, loves it. Now, today you can see the points at 14. The field goal percentage, he's 6 for 12, shooting 50, and then he only played 17 minutes. So you like his overall game, but what I like most, 3 steals. Not bad.
Let's go courtside to Israel for more.
Thanks, Mark. And the Knicks have one more half to try and salvage this homestand, in which they've lost the first 4 games already. In their 70-year history, guys, the Knicks have had 40 or more homestands of 5 games or more, and have never lost all 5 games or more. And only once have they only won 1. It actually gets worse in this homestand. They're giving up an average of 120.5 points per game. The only team in NBA history that went winless on a homestand of at least 5 games while allowing that kind of number, the 62-63 Golden State Warriors. Jeff Hornacek is encouraged that his team is playing better defense and are helping each other against the Spurs, so they got one half to make this a more memorable homestand, guys.
Israel, you're right on the money, but let's face it. There are 10 new players here, a new coaching staff. 5 of the 15 players were undrafted, and you kind of forget that because you pound away because they can't close. That's been their biggest problem, losing 12 games by 5 or less. And then in the last month, 7 games by 4 points or less because they can't close in the last 2 minutes.
And a little bit short-handed right now without Joakim Noah, who remains out with a hamstring injury. He was one of their big free agent acquisitions during the offseason.
Now let's see if they do something at the offensive end. Now, we've been harping about the 14 turnovers. Well, they only had 29 shots. That's their 30th shot. That is a new NBA record for the season. Only 29 shot attempts at halftime.
Wow. Good pass by Anthony that time for the assist. New York down by 4. Leonard out front. Kawhi Leonard has never scored over 20 against the Knicks here at Madison Square Garden.
See, they know that Dedmon isn't going to take the shot, so nice.
That's the second block Porzingis has had on Leonard tonight. Loose ball, and Lee comes out with it.
See, that's what you'd like to see him do more, Mark, especially in the painted area.
Lee from deep, yes!
Good. This young guy can do it. He's been a very good shooter. He's now 4 for 5 in the game. He's got 9 points. But they are pleading with him to continue to shoot the 3-ball because he can shoot over 40%.
The Knicks coming out of the locker room with a lot of energy here in the second half. Out of bounds off of Dedmon. And Porzingis active defensively, Hubie.
Well, I like that. Come across. All right, the man, once you get there at 7-3, you have to leave your feet. Too many times in other games, he gets caught stand still, and they dunk over him or they lay up the layup. You have to be active. Anticipate to get the block.
Anthony backing down Danny Green. Tough shot and left it short. He's calling for the foul from Mike Callahan. Won't get it.
Green and Leonard have done a good job on Anthony.
A whistle and a foul going to go against Dedmon. That's going to be an offensive foul as Derrick Rose a little shaken up on the play. He was the guy who was picked. Going back to the end of the first half, the Knicks on an 11-0 run. Anthony again.
Oh.
Anthony took it himself and fouled by Leonard.
You like to see that. See, that's good defensive rotation. All right, as he goes down inside, watch the rotation. You're going to see. All right, now he was open. Lee should have got the pass. Now here it is here. See, there's your first guy and your second guy. And that's why Popovich always talks to you as a coach about defense. That is everything to their team. And this has been a tough year for them because they have 7 new players. And then when you think about it, Gasol stepped in at that, center position or power forward, whichever what. And then it didn't click. And then also on that second unit, you had 4 new guys, and they were not accepting. They were accepting, but they were not able to execute the defense they were. He's not happy. They still have the second best record, in basketball, because he knows he's looking down the road. He's not looking to make the playoffs. He wants another ring.
Yeah, those are first world basketball problems he's got.
That's right.
Rose coming back the other way, the pull-up. Oh, he used all of the rim, but didn't fall out of bounds. And San Antonio basketball as Kyle Anderson comes in. Kawhi Leonard taking a slow stroll over the Popovich's bench. Going to get a little breather here. And he talked about the new guys. They talk about corporate knowledge with San Antonio. All the older players, Parker, Ginobili, still tutoring a lot of the newer guys. Dedmon. 7 on the shot clock. Anderson. 3 to go. Stares down Anthony and comes up short on it.
All right, now
there's Melo for 3. And he knocks it down.
Yeah, he needed that, and they needed that. Maybe we'll get Melo going. That's his first 3 make of the day. But we know during the season, he's done a very nice job shooting the 3-ball this year. He's right about 36% for him. That's good.
Coach, that's a 15-0 run going back to the second quarter. And their first lead since 15-13. Anderson snaking his way inside, tied up, and a violation, 3-second violation.
Now, this is what you want to see when they push the ball, get up and force on the transition game. You get it up there, he'll be open all day long.
And Carmelo Anthony with that three-point bucket, passing Charles Barkley into 25th on the NBA's all-time scoring list. Porzingis out to Anthony.
Remember, he told you now, Anthony only had 5 shots at halftime.
Here's Parker off the Aldridge screen, and Tony Parker had it rattle halfway down and out. Knicks leading by 3.
This is a major upset here of the San Antonio production.
Porzingis from deep. He was 4 feet behind the three-point line. Leonard quickly back into the ball game.
Well, Pop wanted to talk about something, so you could see he went over, sat next to him, and then he sent him right.
He got the message, right, Hubie?
Whatever it was. Now, that's the one good thing about them. They if something goes wrong, they take you out, and they talk to you, but you come right back in again.
Derrick Rose blocked by Dedmon.
Oh, you got to go now.
And foul on Carmelo as Leonard is about to have numbers with Dedmon.
You like what you're seeing now because the Knicks, no turnovers. You take possession of the ball, you move the basketball, especially getting it out. San Antonio's missing. You're not taking it out of bounds. Come on, you have to force the transition game because you can get them in 2-on-1 and 3-on-2s.
Leonard into Aldridge. Backing down Porzingis.
Nice, played him well.
Lost the handle with the left hand.
Yeah, he played him well that time.
Courtney Lee up court for New York. Guarded by Leonard. Nice find, and Gomez! Oh, he reversed it!
Hey, I like that. Once again, a rookie makes a backdoor move, and the pass was right on the money. And that's what you have to see more from the Knicks, because they only average about 20 assists a game, which is low. And here, right here, I told you, Hernan Gomez can get you double figures just by moving without the ball and banging the offensive board.
Well, it has been a very bumpy ride for the New York Knicks this year. A lot of turbulence showering down from the front office and onto the court with Carmelo Anthony at the center of this maelstrom. Speculation continues to be rampant as to whether he will waive his no-trade clause and whether he'll be here after the trade deadline. And Phil Jackson, who's running the show with his somewhat vague tweets, have really added to some of the questions swirling around the Garden.
The main thing, Carmelo has the hammer because he has the no trade. So it doesn't matter what anybody else has done, said, or whatever happened. And then I just want to say this. Out of the 15 players on the Knicks schedule, on their roster this year, I told you 5 are undrafted, but there's only one player on this 15-man team that was drafted, and that is Porzingis, the man who just took that shot. Now that is a major stat.
Yeah, interesting point. The Knicks 81 and 153 under Phil Jackson.
There he goes.
As Porzingis, former number 4 pick in the draft in 2015, gives New York a 4-point lead.
See, they love that. You know, before he had the Achilles injury, he was very agile, and he showed you last year what he could do from the perimeter. And then this year, the Achilles slowed him down there for about a month. But now, hopefully, he's back.
Oh, David Lee underneath, and Popovich says David Lee has been a consummate teammate since joining the Spurs in the summer.
How about this? Center position for San Antonio. Lee and Dedmon have 10 rebounds between them.
Rose with a burst draws the foul on Parker. Boy, that looked like the old Derrick Rose right there, Hubie, with that turbocharged speed.
See, what you want him to do is you want him to get to the foul line. Because when he's went to Chicago in the last 2 years, he did not get to the foul line 3 times a game. So here, with the Knicks, you're looking at it and you're hoping that once he feels his way and he's back healthy again, that he will go to the rim and then not only get fouled, but then make the play. Because you have to look at this and say, your job is to create offense for everyone else And yet, Jennings is the leading assist guy on this team with only 5.
Yeah, pretty telling statistic. And,
that's correct.
Go back to 2010-11 season. Derrick Rose, the league MVP, the youngest MVP in league history at 22 years and 5 months. Knocks down the second free throw, a 3-point lead for the Knicks. Trying to snap that 4-game losing streak. Mills off the pin down. Here's Leonard for 3. Yes!
Now, this is where his game has really improved. The 3-point shooting, and then also the fact that he's over 90%. He's 5th in the league at the foul line, over 90.
And Carmelo Anthony, conversely, fouled, going to the bucket.
See, Leonard gives you the all-around game. He gives you the 3-point game. See, right there you had a staggered screen. You don't read that right, I'm going to step behind the 3-point line. If you followed him out there, he would have caught that pass and gone on a dribble into the paint because the mid-range game is great. Then if he gets you down there and he backs you down, he has the baby hook, he has the fadeaway.
Total package of tools offensively. Next weekend, folks, All-Star Weekend from New Orleans as we take a look at the NBA TV schedule of events across the networks. Friday night on TNT, it's the BBVA Compass Rising Stars Challenge. Then Saturday on NBA TV, it's the NBA All-Star Practice at noon Saturday night on TNT. State Farm All-Star Saturday night, 8 o'clock, and next Sunday on TNT, the NBA All-Star Game. For more on All-Star Weekend, go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app. 2-point lead for the Knicks.
I tell you, Carmelo has been out there, trying to deny. But now, see, they switch. They switch on every cross.
A tough fadeaway by Leonard and made it look easy again, Hubie.
Yeah, he does. And isn't it nice because it's just so fluid? And if you notice, the defender is never up on top of him.
Why Leonard, leading scorer for the Spurs, averaging almost 26 a game. Aldridge on the run. And he draws the foul on Porzingis.
Right now, the Knicks have got to pay attention. You got 4:44 to go in the quarter. You've had a nice quarter. You've played together. But do not give up fast break, easy baskets now, or fouling guys on the break. Let's work both ends of the floor now, because we know the defensive end, we said at the top, you can't be 30th in defensive rebounding and then 29th in second chance opportunities and expect to beat the good team. Yeah. But now we're seeing them, they're getting after it, and they're holding them to one shot.
Aldridge, the foul line for the Spurs, an 82% free throw shooter, a 5-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA.
That's right.
Part of that front line for San Antonio, and they'll be looking different when Gasol comes back after the All-Star break.
Well, you see people say, why can't he get 20 points a game like he did in Portland all those years? Well, first of all, less minutes. Here you only play 30 to 32 minutes, and then naturally less shots. You don't get 20 shots here. You only get like 14.
Whistle and a foul going to go against Kawhi Leonard. That's his first personal foul. You look at Popovich and Leonard, and they made that draft day deal trading George Hill to acquire Kawhi Leonard. He wasn't much of a shooter, wasn't much of a player at the offensive end as they patch up Aldridge with a little bit of blood on his shoulder. And he has really done a great job working on his offensive arsenal, his shooting in particular, with Chip Engelland, the shooting coach for the Spurs. And he continues to see his offensive numbers soar from year to year, Hugh. Yes. Look at that improvement.
Well, the old story. More minutes as you kept moving along. Naturally, he grew up the year in 15 when he scored 16. But also during this period of time, here in 15 and 16, he's the defensive player of the year. So as you're moving along, more minutes, more shot attempts, and now remember, like Carmelo Anthony takes 20 shots a game here for the Knicks. He only gets 17 shots a game, and he maximizes it because he shoots a high percentage. He still gives you the 25, and then he has the audacity to turn around and be the defensive player of the year at the other end.
I got to be guarded by this guy, too?
That's right. Oh, he's a great kid. Really a hard worker. They love him there.
Ginobili came in the ballgame during the break. Lee got caught up out to Anthony from downtown.
There you go.
Not the way they drew it up, but Carmelo will take it anyway.
Yeah.
3 to the dome.
They did a good job hanging Leonard up on that screen, and Carmelo read it perfectly.
One of the few times the Garden alive for a brief moment. Porzingis with his third block.
I love it because he's coming from the other side of the lane to get it.
Lee with the dime. Hernan Gomez with a bucket.
Hey, listen, Hernan Gomez, very quiet. 8.6 rebounds in a short period of time.
Yeah, Billy had a great time playing against his brother on Friday night. He plays for the Denver Nuggets.
Here you come. See what the Knicks, they look good when they get out and then push.
Tough shot by Lee was short. And Leonard with those massive hands pulls in the rebound, his fifth. Ginobili with a nice ball fake. Floater short.
Oh,
gave it
great.
to Lee without even coming down, Yubi.
What a great pass. Listen, Ginobili's 39 years old. We have 3 guys in the league, 39 years of age. But you just love it that he can get out here and still play.
Ginobili almost became a member of the 76ers this past summer during free agency as Rose draws the foul. Brett Brown was interested in signing him.
Well, let's face it, a great player for his country, Argentina. They won the gold medal. He was MVP. Just a great, he's been on the national team like over 15 years. He always goes back and plays for his country. Then he has the rings here in San Antonio. And the big three were really the big three. Everybody said Duncan, Parker and Ginobili. And let's face it, Ginobili's going to be in the Hall of Fame. There's no doubt about that. He's got the backup, and then also the fact that he played so well over in the Olympics every single year for his country.
Yeah, that 2004 Olympic team, gold medalist, and this is his 15th year in the NBA, and people forget that he had a very esteemed career over in Europe before he came to the NBA.
That's right.
As Rose knocks down the second free throw, Porzingis getting a breather.
Mark, he was the MVP of the Italian League 2 years. He didn't come here. They got him on a second-round pick because they never thought that he was going to leave Europe.
Yeah, San Antonio has a way of finding those guys. Leonard. Nice find to Ginobili with the offhand layup.
They move well without the ball. The big thing right now, Knicks, you got to pay attention. When you get the trap or you're going for the trap, you have to rotate now and pick up the cutters.
Time out on the floor. And you know what, folks? Ginobili has a great blog if you look him up, too, on the internet.
NBA Sunday Showcase on ABC, presented by Verizon Go 90. Brought to you by H&R Block. Get your taxes won.
Kawhi Leonard, how he has stepped up. He was 1 for 5 in the first quarter. Ever since then, 8 for 12. Now, once he blows down in here, see, the assist will be there. He'll make the play, all right, for you. And now Pop wanted to take him out, talk to him for a minute, put him right back in the game. Now, how about 3 guys playing here now? He goes up. He's playing with great confidence because now that you don't have Duncan in there, he is just stepping up. He has never scored 20 in Madison Square Garden. Today with 21, 9 for 17 from the floor, 5 boards, 3 steals.
Hubie, we were talking about it during the break that he has a shot at the magical 50, 40, 90 in field goal percentage, three-point percentage, and free throw percentage.
Well, for the fans out there, the three-point line never came in until the end of the 70s. But only 7 guys have done that. So just so we understand that's an extremely difficult thing to do.
Off the Carmelo Anthony miss. Leonard getting a breather with 2:33 to go here in the third quarter. That foul against Patty Mills, his third. And Kyle O'Quinn going to the foul line for the New York Knicks. New York trying to finish off this homestand on a positive note.
You're doing a great job defensively, holding San Antonio, like we told you, the #1 3-point shooting team in the league, to 29%. And then second in field goal percentage, they're only shooting 41. So we got to give them credit.
Look at the variance in assist numbers in the first half compared to what they're doing right now, and taking care of the basketball as O'Quinn knocks down the second one. After this one, the Knicks will take on OKC in Oklahoma City, and then they're at Cleveland. The game you'll see on ESPN. Bertans out front. Ginobili over to Green. 7 on the shot clock for Patty Mills. Guarded by Jennings. 2 on the clock. Ginobili just getting it off in time. And here's Carmelo, the Knicks leading by a pair. Bertans with the rebound.
Oh, they like his talent. Oh, Dedmon cutting down the floor. He was calling for a lob.
Mills out top, guarded by Anthony. A long launch, missed everything. No reset on the shot clock for Ginobili, and he left it short.
The second group out there right now with Carmelo Anthony for the Knicks. You have 4 subs. Big thing right now is, all right, you're going to clear out for him, but move without the ball when they double team.
Boy, he's so good when he gets into his spots. UB knocks down the mid-range jump shot, and Anthony now with 15 in the game.
Well, the shots have picked up. You know, he's already got 6 shots in this quarter. He only had 5 at halftime.
Mills saw it rattling out.
Come on, you keep pushing, good things will happen for you. Because you'll get mismatches, and then the cutters will be open.
Anthony double teamed. And Dedmon with the board for the Spurs. Dedmon with 6 rebounds today. Coming off that impressive 17 and 17 against Detroit. Mills wanted to lob it up for him and got caught in between.
Yeah, he's having a tough day today.
Lee with the floater. And Dedmon got his own rebound there.
You have to pay attention. Now you get Knicks, come on now, you got to get back.
Bertans kicks it out to Green for 3. And he misses everything.
Didn't I say that he's a 43-44%
He sure is.
three-point shooter for his career? All right.
Ginobili cross court. Green gonna try it again, coach.
Not there.
And O'Quinn with the, pardon me, that was Thomas with the rebound. 5 seconds to go for Melo. You gotta go quick. No contact, no foul, palm skyward, but the Knicks with a 4-point lead. As the Knicks try to do the right thing for Spike and the fans. Leonard still scoring for the Spurs. Folks, this presentation of NBA Sunday Showcase, presented by Verizon Go 90, will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Welcome back to New York with Knicks coach Jeff Hornacek. Jeff, how were you guys able to cut down the turnovers and get right back in this?
Took care of it a little bit better, and they didn't get as many offensive rebounds, and consequently we get some extra shots and put some points on the board.
Carmelo got himself going with 11 points, but also was really active defensively. Was there something said or done at halftime to get him going?
No, these guys have talked amongst themselves that they want to trust each other, that they're all out there playing defense, and they'll, you know, he sets a tone for our guys sometimes, and it's great to see him out there pressuring the ball.
Thank you, Jeff. Guys?
All right, and the Spurs counter with a quick bucket to start the fourth quarter, Hubie.
Yeah, well, they're right on it, and I'm happy to see that they came out here now with 0 turnovers in the third quarter. Right there, that was bad. You can't dribble into the trap.
That first turnover of the second half right there by Porzingis. Ginobili couldn't convert. Dedmon battling inside with O'Quinn, and O'Quinn won that fight.
See, we keep saying push the ball, push the ball. Right now, the Knicks are 13-5 in fast break points. They have a +8 going here now. Good things happen for you when you get in the open floor.
Porzingis with a mismatch on Danny Green. Shot over the top of him, and Green protesting the foul call. And that sends Porzingis to the free throw line. That was Green's first.
Well, Green is one of their top defenders. After Leonard out on the perimeter, he's the next best guy. Now, he played him well. He bellied up on him. Now, see, that's what we say. You're 7'3", he's 6'5", 6'6". All right. Can you muscle him? The strength factor has got to be developed over the summer.
Knocks down the first, and folks, these games are the epitome of Big Monday. We got number 4 Louisville squaring off with Syracuse at the Carrier Dome, followed by number 13 West Virginia. Bob Huggins' crew taking on number 3 Kansas. Big Monday on ESPN starting at 7 o'clock. 14 points now for KP.
Well, they're big 3 now. All 3 guys are in double figures. 15 for Anthony and 14 each for Porzingis and Rose.
Bertans on the drive. And O'Quinn with the board.
They're energetic today. There's no doubt about it. They're challenging people on the drives, covering, rotating, doing a nice job.
The two Latvians going head-to-head, guarding each other here. Porzingis, step back off glass.
That's what I love. He does that as good as anybody. He can spin and then play the glass from that angle. That is so difficult. Watch him come out of that spin and then step back and play the glass. Well done.
Welcome back, everyone, to NBA Sunday Showcase on ABC, presented by Verizon Go 90. Jon Stewart in the house. He's the Daily Show, The Sopranos, always near courtside here as well. Lee Wilson, host of luminaries here, and Dustin Hoffman, a regular. He goes way back with this franchise.
Oh, way back into the 80s.
Spike. Of course, so tribute to Charles Oakley. A Knick favorite here.
Right now, San Antonio really struggling. 37% from field goal, 25% in threes. The Knicks, this might be one of their better defensive games up until this time right now. They're challenging already 6 shot blocks. So they're not only challenging the shots, they're getting the good blocks on rotations. It's nice to see.
Yeah, the key for them is going to be closing it out. They have lost a lot down the stretch.
Yep.
Last 5 minutes of games this year. LaMarcus Aldridge a little bit strong. Porzingis with the rebound. Aldridge struggling today, just 4 of 14 from the field.
Right now, it's your second unit out there with Porzingis.
Trying to get it to Porzingis. Scored last time against.
Oh, I see, he's feeling good. He's feeling good right now.
Yeah, in a good rhythm, but not that time. Bertans contested it well. 3-on-2 back the other way for San Antonio.
Oh.
Green's going to pull it out.
Old-time basketball, you would like to have seen a layup.
Little trailer action, coach, maybe? Aldridge got blocked.
Oh, the Knicks, the deflections, playing the passing lanes, they've done a very nice. Whoa.
Porzingis from Queens.
Yeah, from Queens is right, Mark. Come on, I mean, he was way out there.
Parker guarded by Brandon Jennings. Green run off the three-point line, drives it in. You don't see him take it to the basket much, and O'Quinn just big-boyed him out of the way for the rebound.
Yeah, you get it up right now. One of your perimeter guys is open.
And they had numbers for a moment. Holiday with a very tough pass. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay New York basketball. Pardon me, it's Spurs basketball. But we talked about New York in close games. Look at that since January 1st.
Well, they're 3 games by 1 point. It's going to be 7 games by 4 points or less where they had an opportunity to close out. And that comes down to new people, new coaching staff. Who's your closer? What plays are you using at that time and that? So if you're going to make a run now, defensive rebounding is key. Then taking care of second chance points, that's the second key. And then closing out the close games.
San Antonio trying to end this scoring drought. It has endured for a little over 3 minutes. Yeah, back to the Knicks. They were 14-10 as Anthony checks in. 14-10 back on December the 13th. And there was a lot of optimism and talk of them making it to the playoffs. Still a lot of basketball to be played. Leonard partially blocked, but fouled by Kyle O'Quinn.
Watch it now, watch it.
Ooh, and he couldn't believe it.
Yeah, well, look, he might have got the ball. It was close because you can't see whether or not he gets a part of his arm. But he times it pretty well. You can see he gets his hand in his wrist. Now, you have to watch the jumps. After 2 jumps, I think you better mainly because the referee was staring at you at that time.
He didn't jump high enough, Coach.
No, he didn't want the 3rd jump.
Leonard at the free throw line, a 90% foul shooter on the season. Kyle O'Quinn, a local product out of Flushing, New York, went to Norfolk State. As David Lee comes back into the ball game.
David Lee, he's just one of these guys that plays basketball, and at the end of the night, you have no idea. He already has 10 points and 6 rebounds, and you say, when did he do that? Yeah. When did he do that in this game?
And all the times that we've seen the Spurs this year, and there have been several, Coach, sure. Popovich has been effusive in his praise of David Lee, and what a great teammate he's been, and what a seamless fit he's been here in San Antonio. Holiday getting it to Carmelo Anthony, working against Green.
And keep your movement now. Keep your movement going.
Carmelo got the switch. He's guarded by Parker, but they couldn't get it to him. They didn't get it off in time. Shot clock expires on New York.
See, I have to think now. They looked their best today, New York, when they were moving high pick and rolls, get the ball to the wing, come over to moving without the ball. That's when they looked their best today. Stop, watching, and then going one-on-one as the clock is going down.
Leonard rising up for the mid-range jumper and hits nothing but bottom. Kawhi Leonard now with 24 points.
Remember now we told you, we thought something was wrong in that first quarter because he was struggling. 1 for 5. Didn't look well, like he was create the distance. Now that was poor because Anthony could not catch that with both hands.
Boy, Leonard went around the world and kicked it out to Green. Everything but the bucket that time for San Antonio. Holiday got free, and he drills it.
Yeah, I like him. I've seen him play an awful lot this year. He has the ability to make the three ball as you come out of transition. He'll go from one side of the floor to the other like he just did.
As a championship ring from his season with the Golden State Warriors in 2015, a whistle and a foul inside. And that's going to go against Kristaps Porzingis, his second.
When you push in transition right now, guys open up. Now notice on the baseline, Holiday came, his man never thought that he was going to swing out and take that three. But he does it almost every night. He'll look for that shot.
Brother Drew Holiday with the Pelicans. Parker looking inside for Aldridge.
Well, Tony Poca has been very quiet. He does not have a field goal in this game.
And that's going to put San Antonio at the free throw line. They're in the penalty with about 7 minutes to go in the game. So that's going to be hurtful for the Knicks' chances. Aldridge, an 81% free throw shooter. Coach Popovich wired for sound.
You got to be able to move the ball and be aggressive. We shot 2 free throws the third quarter. A lot of talk with each other. Get active, talk, get ugly, get after people.
Oh, he's right on it because you do not see the penetration. We're not seeing the cutting and the pass being made to the guy when he's open and then attacking the rim. They've gone to sleep here in the second half.
3-point Knicks lead. Under 7 minutes to go. Just joining us, San Antonio in the middle of that long road trip. Rodeo road trip consisting of 8 games. Looking for some energy at the defensive end. They get a stop.
Well, he likes that. He likes that shot where he turns on you halfway and he fades.
And Leonard a little bit off the mark. Melo with the rebound for the Knicks, and they're going to try and push it.
There you go. Something good.
Trying to get an easy one, and Melo took it all the way to the cup.
Now, the reason that happened, Leonard was down there, but he saw that Anthony, he went and covered the man in the corner, and that opened up the painted area. That's why you push. It's difficult because guys are out of position and they're not playing their own man.
17 for Carmelo now. And another foul called against O'Quinn. And that'll send Leonard to the foul line.
Now keep an eye on Carmelo now as he's coming. He's going to come up here strong. Now watch Leonard at the bottom of your screen here on the right side. See, he's going to fake and he's going to go to the corner because he was baiting Anthony to make that pass.
Anthony's leadership remains strong here with the Knicks as Leonard misses the first free throw. After that loss at home against Denver a couple of nights ago, he said, yeah, we have a cloud hanging over our head right now with all that's going on, but I still believe in this team, and I still think we can get some things done and get to the playoffs. Approaching the midway point of the fourth quarter.
Your 3 big guys have got to do it every night. And that by Anthony, Rose, and Porzingis. Then you hope that Noah can give you the minutes for you against the good teams because of the rebounding.
Hoping to come back soon from that tweaky hamstring. We return after this.
NBA Sunday Showcase on ABC, presented by Verizon Go 90. Verizon, join the better network because better matters.
Haven't already heard UConn on a quest for win number 100 in a row. Gino Auriemma and the #1 Huskies will host Don Staley and #6 South Carolina Monday in what could be their 100th straight win, a streak that dates back to November 2014. And amongst other luminous winning streaks, 33 in the NBA by the 71-72 Lakers, 88 by John Wooden's Bruins, 99 and the meter still running for Gino Auriemma.
Well, we're very happy for Gino because he's a great teacher. He's an outstanding coach. He recruits great players, and then he develops their potential. He sends them into the pros, and they all become stars. It's the total package at Connecticut.
Hernangomez saw it bounce off his head. Nice give and go. Aldridge fouled by Thomas. I'm just wondering with Gino Auriemma, back to him real quick. How do you get a team's attention when you've won 100 straight, Coach?
Oh, listen, they're very fundamental, right? They practice hard. They practice all the drills. They do all the drills. It doesn't matter whether you are the All-American #1 or you're 15. Everybody is working towards the same program. The chemistry is great, but what they do defensively and in their fast break, how they put the pressure on you. They have excellent ball movement. They run beautiful plays. And then Gino, naturally, as we know, is the Olympic coach and everything. And it's nice that when he has the Olympic team, that quite a few of his old Connecticut gals are on his team.
They come and play for him.
Oh, it's terrific. It's great. I'm very happy for them. They've done a great job. When he took over that program, the program was like Tennessee when Pat Summitt took it over. You know, no one was talking about it.
Hernangomez wheeling inside against Aldridge. Oh, wow. Not the way he drew it up, but he'll take it anyway.
Hey, come on now. My guy has 10 and 7. All right, in this game now. 10 points, 7 boards, and he's only played 25 minutes.
Guy that made just his second start of the season tonight. And the Garden alive. Leonard got it. Kawhi Leonard up to 27 now.
Yeah, see, this is the test now. This is where you have to execute. 5 minutes down. You have to run the plays. The right people have got to get high percentage shots. Can the coaching staff get you into the high percentage area?
Under 5 minutes to go. Thomas leans in. No whistle. And back come the Spurs.
See, possessions now. Possessions are golden now.
Leonard over to Mills. Porzingis off of Hornacek's bench, ready to check in. Leonard drew the hit from Thomas, and we'll get 2 more.
Hornacek is very upset, but what they got there, they got the switch that they wanted. See what the Knicks will do. The Knicks will switch. You see it right there? He got the switch that he wanted, but the arm, Thomas's arm, was on him. Now, at this time in the game, you're kind of disappointed that that was a foul, okay?
That was his fifth,
not
too.
that we're cheering for the Knicks, but I'm just looking at it objectively because that's good basketball. He had good position on him.
Thomas giving the Knicks a little bit of energy coming back from that facial injury that he suffered by quarter. Kawhi Leonard picking up the pace. He's got 7 already here in the fourth with 4.5 to go. Of course, Isaiah Thomas leading the league in fourth quarter scoring, a little over 10 per game, and now Leonard with 29 this afternoon.
Isaiah Thomas is what he is doing is almost unbelievable. Mainly because you remember we had him last week. He was 46 for 47 on the foul line in the list. You know, wow, under pressure.
Knicks, Lee, Anthony with the board.
You got to get it.
Muscled it up and draws the foul.
Good.
Lee and Leonard were both there, but an invariable, inexorable Melo on the board.
Now, this is going to be the Knicks' 4th offensive rebound of the game, in spite of the fact that San Antonio is shooting 36%. There's been a lot of chances here. The big thing right now is I'm happy to see it because he stayed in there and gave you the good ball fake to draw the foul.
Carmelo Anthony knocks down the first free throw. These are strange times, differing times around New York, and for Anthony, different in the sense as well, too, that he won't be playing in the All-Star game this year, and that snaps a streak of 7 straight All-Star appearances. He had made 9 of the last 10, but still very productive. Melo goes 1 for 2, and then Gomez keeping it alive, but Kawhi Leonard with his 8th board.
Big thing right now is to play your tough defense, force them into one shot, and then look for the transition, because you've been good in the open floor.
Aldridge going to work on Hernan Gomez and rolls in the hook, and we're knotted at 81 with under 4 minutes to go. This has been the tough struggle time for New York, folks. They have lost 12 games by 5 or less this year.
Now Aldridge, he's having a subpar game there today. He's struggling. He's only 5 for 15.
Rose on the drive.
There it is.
What a finish by D. Rose.
It's great because he always goes from left to right. It's interesting. On that left side, he's going to blow by you.
Leonard double teamed, and Porzingis with a rebound.
Yeah, that was good because he was boxed there by 2 big guys from San Antonio. You just like that. I'm surprised that Leonard put this.
Great anticipation by Mills, but he lost the handle, and he gave it back to Lee.
Oh, come on now.
They got numbers, 3-on-1. Melo for 3. Got it!
We've been waiting. There it is.
Melo leading the Knicks comeback. Got 21 points, and his last 3 started with a frenzied exchange, a couple of turnovers and steals, and then a 3-on-1. He jacks and knocks down the 3. And that gives him an 86-81 lead, and in the second half he has found a few more openings, Coach.
Yeah, definitely, and also he's running hard on the fast break up the left side of the floor, and things are opening up for him. Then he's getting in areas where he cannot be double teamed. So you like that. Remember, the score was 81-81. We said, can they defend? Can they close out? Well, they just did a 5-0 spurt. Now we're in dangerous area right now because they've played like this a number of nights during the season against good teams. They have not been able to close. So you're hoping now, because the confidence, if they can close out San Antonio in this building, continue the good defense and close it out with a win, that will give them the confidence now.
Yeah, it's the type of win that can potentially turn a season around. And tonight, folks, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, ESPN. Be sure to close out your weekend with Sports Center at night. Bucci, Gross, and Anderson, your hosts for the fun. And they'll have round ball highlights, NHL, golf, and a whole lot more. Sports Center at night on ESPN, on the app, and also on Watch ESPN.
Now, with the Knicks, just think about it. In that first half, 14 turnovers. In the second half, they're getting good looks, nice movement. They're scoring the ball. Only 5 turnovers in this half.
New York going with their starters here. Danny Green was open temporarily. And Lee with the contest. Aldridge with another offensive rebound for San Antonio. Their 17th of the game. Parker barking out the call.
I like there with Lee in the game, that gives him another passer. He's an excellent passer and a good scorer.
Leonard behind the screen for 3. And Anthony with the foul. It appeared as if Kawhi Leonard was behind the 3-point arc.
See, it comes down to how many times have you seen a 3-point shot blocked? Very seldom. How many times have you seen a 3-point shot fouled? Many times. All right, if you get caught behind the screen and you can't get to the guy, you pressure, but you just can't foul.
Now they're going to go to the monitor and see if Kawhi Leonard was indeed behind the 3-point line.
Right.
They're going to give him a 3, and he'll attempt the free throws accordingly. Leonard 90% from the stripe.
See, when the clock is down, the clock is in your favor, the pressure is on the shooter, and he's behind the 3-point line. You just have to apply your pressure without fouling. Because right now, you're putting a 90% foul shooter on the line, and all of a sudden, if he makes all 3, you've got a 2-point game.
Kawhi Leonard, by the way, the 2-time reigning defensive player of the year. We'll see who he guards at the other end when the Knicks have the ball coming back the other way. And Kawhi Leonard, if he makes this next free throw, folks, he'll have 3 consecutive games of 32 points.
All right, now, good move by Pop. Pop is bringing in Dedmon for the defense and takes out Lee because of the quickness factor and also the shot blocking ability of Dedmon.
2-point ball game. Both teams going with their respective starters right now.
They just ran a nice baseline staggered screen for Lee, but see, he's out too far.
Lee kicks it out to Hernan Gomez. Nice show and go.
Nice. Oh.
Billy Hernan Gomez.
All right. I'm telling you, this kid's going to be all right. They're going to love this guy. Got double figures. I got 12. What a nice move.
Tough fadeaway by Leonard.
Oh my!
Do you believe that shot?
Well, that's why he is in reverence, like the old story. If you're going to pick the All-NBA first team this year, and you got to pick 2 forwards, and you got LeBron James and Durant and Leonard. I want to know who you're laying off.
Somebody's going to get their feelings hurt.
That's right.
Anthony with a tough turnaround.
Nice.
And Melo still got a little bit in the trunk as well.
Yeah, and that was nice because Aldridge came across. They double-teamed him, and Aldridge almost got a piece of that shot.
Aldridge out to Leonard, 6 on the clock. A deep 3. And Hernan Gomez with another key play.
That's right. Very good. That is a key play, mainly because Green thought that he had the rebound.
The Knicks trying to close it out. Rose to Melo. And it's on ice.
All right.
Anthony answering the challenge. He's got 25. A spark from an unlikely source here. Billy Hernan Gomez with a nice reverse layup. And Spike might make a movie out of that next one, Coach. And then Carmelo trying to put the finishing touches at closing time for the Knicks.
Well, it's just a great move because of the double team coming on the baseline. And that's the way he turned. And then here, that was just the pressure of the clock. He's answered the bell here, and the fans are rewarding him. And I just like the fact that their defense today has been probably the best of the month against a great team that has the second best record in the entire league, and they're making it look easy. Yeah. They're making it look, the rotations have been there on the baseline. They're making it difficult for San Antonio to get a good look. And then also Leonard is struggling in the 3-ball, really struggling. He's 1 for 7 in the 3-ball.
Leonard going to get an opportunity here. Porzingis with another block. Leonard got it back and put it home. Back to a 4-point game. Melo with 10 points in the 4th quarter. And we're going to get a timeout called by the Knicks.
See, this is a situation where you try to tell your guys, if you inbound the ball, please move the ball. Don't say, I want to take the foul. You take the foul, you stop the clock. No, you want the clock to keep moving, so you continue to move the basketball until you get what you want. Now, right now, I like what Hornacek is doing, but why? He's not going to take the ball out 94 feet away. He'll take it out up here, and then even if you did make a steal, you have a long way to go, and there are only 28 seconds to go.
Yeah, we talked about the number of close games that the New York Knicks
right.
have fallen in this year. A win like this, Coach, what would a win like this mean for New York moving forward?
Well, it means everything. It means good for the coaching staff. Whatever they did yesterday, whatever they did this week in a couple of days of practice that they had, is definitely showing here today. Because you're not doing this to a sub-500 team. You're doing this to the second-best team in the league. And you're making it look easy. See, that's the thing, which is kind of interesting.
They've shot a good percentage from the field today against the San Antonio Spurs. Anthony with 10 points in the 4th quarter. Leonard, conversely, with 15 in the period for San Antonio.
He brings in Ginobili now. So you have Leonard, Ginobili, and then you have your guys in here that are good defenders.
They get it into Leonard at midcourt. Leonard swiped at it. They're going to take a look at this.
Well, right now, Carmelo Anthony just got fouled. Okay? He got fouled right in front of us. All right. So he wants the foul. And I'm glad that Mike Callahan, the lead referee, is going over to look at the video.
Leonard swiped down with his hand right there.
Yes, he got it. You could see he gets hit on the swipe. But Mike was right on the play as far as the bounce of the ball.
They're going to look at this at the replay center and determine who this was off. But we talked about, and we've seen so many times this year, you watch the Knicks play, and they've just had a lot of misfortune for whatever reason down the stretch and closing games out. They're going to say San Antonio basketball, and Popovich already drawing up a play for his team. So they reverse the call, give it to San Antonio. That changes the complexion of things a little bit with 27 seconds to go, Coach.
That's right. Big thing here right now is that you cannot foul a shooter. Okay, if a guy is taking a three-point shot, the worst thing you can do is foul. San Antonio, do not be surprised if they go for a quick two and then guard you all over the floor to see if you would attempt to throw the ball and bounce, and they would go for the steal and a quick foul so that the clock doesn't move.
Ginobili to inbound for the Spurs. He finds Leonard with a great pass. Green for three. Oh, he had a great look, got it back.
He sure did.
Leonard left it short. That ball was close to being on the rim. Melo tipped it off. And the Knicks came close to not surviving that.
Well, just think about it. You just got two great looks by the two guys that you want to shoot the basketball that are your big primetime guys taking shots. So there's nothing you can say about that. The ball just didn't go inbound. But now the big thing is all right, when you go now, you go for the steal, San Antonio. If you don't get the steal, you foul quickly.
They've subbed in the rookie DeJounte Murray for his length and quickness. Guarding Rose on the inbound. Rose gets it anyway. And Rose fouled by Danny Green.
See, an extra 2 seconds just went off the clock, okay? You didn't want that to happen because if you don't get the steal, foul a guy right away. Stop the clock. It's the biggest thing in the NBA because it seems like the clock never moves.
Right.
If you are a smart team defensively and doing clock management. When you watch it by a team, it's beautiful when they execute it, and they execute it perfectly.
Rose was 16 in the game and an 87% free throw shooter. The Knicks have done a great job from the free throw line today. They have knocked down their shots in a timely fashion. Rose is 28 of his last 30. I tell you, when he's healthy, he is still considered one of the upper tier guards in the NBA.
Well, what you want to see is the all-around game. We know that he's given you points now this year, but you want to see the assists. You want to see the assists go up to at least 6 because you're getting the minutes and you have that ability to get back to how you were in Chicago. Assists along with the good shooting and the high percentage, and then when you get to the foul line, not like the last couple of years in Chicago where you only attempted less than 3 a game. Now, come on. If you're healthy, you're a free agent at the end of this year.
Yep.
All right, you have to do the total package.
Well, the New York Knicks still with an opportunity. That bottom half of the Eastern Conference. When you look at even 12 up through 7, still about a lot of opportunity.
Like 2 or 3 games separating all of these teams. You just got to get hot. The main thing is you have to beat the minus 500s and then do a good job percentage-wise against the plus 500s if you're going to make a move to get to the playoffs.
Ginobili did inbound for San Antonio. Leonard looking for space.
He played him well.
Missed the 2. Aldridge back out to Green for 3. And that'll just about do it. Ginobili's tip goes in. But the San Antonio Spurs will fall to the New York Knicks, who snapped their 4-game losing streak. The Spurs with their worst shooting game of the season. So credit to Spike Lee's Knicks defensively today, limiting San Antonio to just 36% from the field, and the Knicks brass with a slight, albeit maybe temporary, reprieve a daily show reprieve for New York.
Give them all the credit. They came out in that second half, took care of the basketball, cut down on their turnovers, took care of the defensive rebound, stopped the second chance points. All right, 17-2 at one time in that first half. And now they showed you what they can do. And today they made the big shots under pressure inside of 3 minutes.
Let's go to Israel.
Carmelo, you guys salvaged this homestand with this win. You had 21 points in the second half alone. Had a few big shots there. How badly did you want this one?
We wanted it bad, man. We came out, we fought. The biggest thing is we competed, something that we haven't been doing over the past couple games. And I thought today we came out extremely focused, locked in. Something that we need to, build a little bit more consistency about.
Throughout this homestand, you've been giving up more than the points you gave out today, which is just 90. What have you done today, and what can you build on defensively?
I think just the effort. A lot of times, our offense is going one night, our defense is going another night. I think tonight we put it together, we put a full game together, and we pulled this out.
With everything going around you individually, around the team, around the franchise, how much of a burden do you put on yourself to just bring stability back to this team?
I have no burden. I'm out here playing basketball. I'm trying to enjoy the game of basketball. Whatever happened outside of our organization or outside this basketball court, it's not concerning me. I'm not letting it affect me. I'm not letting it affect my teammates. We plan for each other, and that's what we got to play for.
So what's the message when you say after big shots, I want it, I want it?
I want it. I want those moments. I want those moments. I love to compete, against greatness. Kawhi Leonard's a great player in this league. He came out here, he always pushed me. I love to compete, and I love those moments.
Thank you, Carmelo. Mark?
Carmelo Anthony with 25 points on the afternoon. 21 of those points. Hubie Brown coming in the second half. And you heard Anthony there. It's about being able to shut out the distractions, shut out the noise, the static outside. And in that second half, he was laser focused, Hubie, and made several pivotal shots.
Well, right from the get-go, he did a great job defensively. And as the game moved on, good opportunities opened up for him as they were moving the ball in transition. Then when they played their half-court game, you can see right here, he's beating the double team. But this is a transition ball movement. And when you give him that and give him time, see right here, double team, why? I'm in a flow right now. I'm in a flow and I'm making my shots. But he definitely led the team. Look, he only had 5 shots at the end of the first quarter, and he came on strong after all of that. And you look at it right here, he made the threes. The big shot were the threes.
And the Knicks snapped their 4-game losing streak. We talked about the team meeting yesterday. They watched a lot of video, and Anthony's voice was intoning passionately within the walls of that video session. And he added a couple of highlight reels here on some of these shots today. ABC World News tonight, or your local news coming up next on most of these ABC stations, except on the West Coast. For Hubie Brown and Israel Gutierrez, thanks for watching NBA Sunday Showcase on ABC, home of the NBA Finals. So long from New York.